So that's Will Smith's trailer right there.
Will Smith?
Yeah. So Will Smith's his RV when he does movies that he sits in for makeup, and then the front of it and stuff is for him to hang out. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, what's up everyone? Welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to the next video. We came over to visit our friends, switch it up, and check out their rig while they got some things done, some final touches.
Now Sheila is out of the pocket. She's got meetings all day, so we're here with Todd.
Yeah. So we are actually here doing our final, like, everyone has a shakedown trip. We just did an idiotic shakedown trip of like 6 months on the East Coast with 77 feet and 73,000 pounds, which is ridiculous. And we made it out alive, but they had to put on like awnings and make some final tweaks. Yeah. So we are picking it up, and they stopped by on the way cruising through.
It's just a 100 mile detour.
It's all good. It's all good.
But we're here at Spacecraft, and we get to actually take a walk around and see what this is all about.
And answer questions. Like if somebody's wanting to do something custom, I think the misnomer is everyone thinks they have to do a 54 foot or a 57 foot RV. You can do them all the way down to like 40, 35.
Oh, cool.
So you can custom make whatever you want.
So if you want to say in that lower 40 for like...
What he's saying is they can go as small as our RV.
42. I had the same. I had a Momentum for 3 years. Yeah. No, I did.
You can go small or you can go huge. It's up to you.
Yeah. All right. And this one right here, 10,000 watts of solar.
10,000 watts of solar, and it has a special Volta system that was made for it because he has a car he puts in the back so he can charge his electric car. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I can't remember. I want to say it's over 100 kW system, but I am not sure. We can ask Wyatt.
That's insane.
All right.
So Todd's going to give us like a private tour since he knows the place so well.
Yeah, and I think where we should start is the frame shop.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to the frame shop. I know he's laughing, but this is a pretty cool process, because when we first did our video and we showed up here to see our frame, this is a 57 footer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are 54 feet. I should have just done the extra 3 feet.
Oh yeah, almost forward.
But everyone talks about frame flex and things that are happening on RVs. This is not the normal. A lot of people will see a Spacecraft and think it's an adapted from a semi-trailer, and it's not. It's built 100% straight from the plans, from the first piece of steel. Steel arrives, they bring it in, and then they start pulling everything off, and then they start welding it all together. So that's kind of amazing to see, because you can't comprehend how long this is. My best guess for you is, if you really wanted to know how long 57 foot RV is, go out and take 30 normal steps and turn around and look to see how far you walked, because it's crazy to see.
So these look like sliding trays?
Yeah. The way they do the slides, it's not normal. So they actually use a screw, so you have less opportunity of things breaking.
Oh yeah, I mean look at all the welding holding it together. So it's not like it's just pieces of aluminum. It's
made in the USA, baby.
It's made right here. And we're in Missouri, so.
Frame time is about 2 weeks. Then when this phase is done, they actually paint it black. So it all gets painted black, and then it'll move from here. You guys came at a great time, because this is the one that's getting ready to go in. So we'll be able to see where they are with walls, the ceiling, all the stuff on the inside.
For the one that was in here previously.
Yeah. So they do an average of 8 to 10 a year, depending on the type of what it is.
And how much work goes into it.
Yeah. Okay, I almost feel like I'm I'm a spacecraft like know-it-all.
Guru.
We've done like 3 videos here, and then we built ours, and it took a year. So that's the reason I'm going to know the information. Is just because we've had to walk through this process. So we can take this in stages, but over here, this is where all the cabinets are made. That's Kobe. They get the plans in. We can show you where the plans are done inside, but plans come in and then they start making all of the cabinetry from scratch. So while that's going on, the frame that you just saw is going to be wheeled in. And as it's wheeled in behind you, they start making the walls. So the walls are made and painted, generally primered first. This part behind here is actually flipped upside down, and then it should have carpet on it, and like a side fold on this side. And this is the actual underside of your RV, or in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So then when this gets laid down on top, they start drilling all the holes for all of the electrical components and all of the different things. This is probably next week when they get this done, which will be pretty cool. Here's where they make the walls. Okay, so these are all welded. I don't see anything now. So the welded on the ground, then they come in and they put the foam inside. So it's all closed foam. These strips generally are made for protecting, like if they're going to be screwing into the wall for backing. So like if they knew in the plans we were going to put something on the wall and they needed the extra structural support, that's what you have here. So it could be a TV, could be, yeah, or it could be like a sink, a floating vanity sink, because this is custom. You can do whatever you want. But you can see how they run the wires. So just like normal on a lot of the RVs that are bought, they run the wires within the foam. So they got to know exactly where everything's going to go. It's pretty cool. This is 57 feet. So now you kind of have an idea of what it looks like after they pull it in. They'll set the walls on the side. This is the walls for that. The outside of the trailer is just a glossy gray so that it can be painted. That's why when we were at the Tampa RV show, our RV was gray. Okay, this is kind of an important room prior to.
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
Okay, so they have their own fiberglass molds. So our roof is 3 pieces of fiberglass. So they do it all in here and then they pop it out. And then when it comes out, it's actually shiny. So you can do both sides, right? You can do the top. Yeah.
The ceiling of the inside and the top of the outside.
So our ceiling, what we did on the inside, Sheila did not like that. So they had to develop a new process, and that was able to etch that and paint the ceiling. So our ceilings are all flat. So, and then you've got the caps on the front and the back. But they make all that out. Okay. I didn't know this room existed the first time I came. It's a secret room. If I can get it open. Which way it goes? There we go. Smells.
Paint booth.
Yeah. Just see that. So they have an actual drying booth. So he just got that spraying blue. All the cabinets, when they come in, they make all the boxes where we were over there. Then they make all the fronts. Then they're brought over. They start sanding them all back here, and then all the painting for everything gets back in this room, and then it's hauled back to the front. Okay, the problem with the 57 footer that Mr. Keach built was he needed to put the car in here, okay? The electric car. And then the whole, if you watch that video from the Tampa show, the whole bedroom lifts up to the ceiling. It's really amazing. So he pulls the car in. Well, the problem with that is you have to push the axles forward. Well, the problem with that is now look at this tail swing.
Huge tail swing.
It's a huge tail swing. So he was like, I gotta be able to see. So he ended up using fire truck markers. so that he can see back there as he makes his turns. Yep. So kind of crazy. This is 10,000 watts of solar is crazy enough to throw a car in there. All right, here is where you start. This is probably the most important phase. So Joshua is doing all the engineering here for when you're building and all the stuff that goes into the plans before it even heads to the shop. So I thought it would be kind of cool for you to ask him questions and he can show you some stuff.
So Josh, tell us a little bit about what you do here.
All right, yeah, so my main role here at Spacecraft is design engineer. Basically, I take everyone's ideas and put them into reality. So behind it here is kind of an example of what I would get from a customer, or sometimes I get drawing on a piece of paper or napkin, things like that. And then my job is to tell them yes or no. Can we do this? What we need to change? How it's going to work together, you know, things like that. There's about 4,000 things that we have to think of on our end from a design perspective that start at the floor plan.
Okay.
So we take this and then I'll put it over here into my computer. This one is a finalized floor plan. Now, of course, we have some ceiling stuff up so you can see the ceiling overlay, but this puts it all into scale. Our accurate wall thicknesses. I look up your refrigerator, your stove, dishwasher, everything to make sure it's going to work. If I can, I'll put model numbers in here. You know, keep everything as accurate and updated as possible. Couple days to make the first iteration, but from then it could be 3 months. You know, I'll send it back to the customer. They could change their mind 0 times, 3 times, a dozen times. You know, it really depends.
Yeah, thanks,
So-
Josh. I appreciate it.
More than a dozen.
The whole process from a design perspective after this, getting everything else in the computer is probably, you know, 2 weeks. We work with the customer for probably about a year. I'd say 3 months of that is probably design, choosing your cabinets, your colors, things that I do on my end, and then the rest, you know.
So everything's
getting it
just
built
custom from ground up.
from nothing to what you see out there.
So
in the shop.
outside of wanting to land a helicopter on the roof, what's the most extreme kind of like design idea you've seen?
Well, there's been a few, but he did that man behind the camera did a pretty good job with extreme ideas. But I mean, we get everything from putting 2 cars in, double stacking it. Our NASCAR people really love to be out on the back of their trailer, out on the side, things like that. Horses.
Yeah.
Fitting horses into the trailer and then also having a usable living space, which is tough because horses are really tall.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to do a weird roof transition, things like that. Carnival industry has a lot of security stuff that you wouldn't think to put in the trailer, you know, vaults, secret hidden compartments. We've had people ask for firearms to come up out of the floor.
Vaults coming out.
Yeah, things like, you know, so
That's pretty cool.
we do a lot of different industry, but I'd say for residential living industry,
Yeah.
they had some of the craziest
Going
ideas.
out on the
and
roof.
we actually made that real. So,
You did.
You know, I'm proud of us.
That's like
for
the
that.
roof patio.
Yep.
So after they're done with this, how long until you see like the finished product typically?
After we start in the shop, you know, you start seeing progress pretty quick. If we have everything here, you know, material-wise, 2 weeks you'll start seeing good progress. I would say it probably takes about a month to get a chassis, wall, ceiling, you know, a boxed-in unit. From then on, you know, some of the detail work takes quite a while, but I would say 3 to 4 months for the complete build process. So that one, I'm assuming you've been on the shop and toured that one that's painted. That
We
one
haven't
is,
toured it yet.
We haven't
We're
toured it
going
yet.
to.
Okay,
I'd like
so
to.
that unit out there, 95% done, you know, some of the cleaning work and detail work and
Sure.
that stuff, but 3 to 4 months you'll be at that point out there whenever we go out there and look at that.
They're 90% done. They're probably doing final cleaning with this. This is a Carnival trailer. What I mean by that, every Carnival trailer is different. And if you know the Carnival industry, the owners are the only one that own a spacecraft. So that means if it's a father, a son, or somebody in the family, they will have a spacecraft because it's just one of those things you work up to. So you will see these at a Carnival. You'll see this square box sitting back and it will be one of these types of units. This one actually was made for the family, whereas a lot of the Carnival trailers in the back side have like safe rooms for counting money and all that. This one's actually set up for a bunk and a Great Dane and all kinds of stuff. It's very unique because Carnival have their own taste. They like it colored. So I like this a lot. She was like, I don't know if it's maybe too much blue. I said, I really like it.
I like blue. So.
You like blue?
Let's see.
Blue and gold?
I don't know about gold, but I do like blue. This is 57 feet long. It's a huge rig.
All right, first of all, let's talk about like this platform that comes out. Todd, your shirt, it's like you planned this. Your shirt
I wore
goes
blue, yes, for this.
your shirt perfect in the background.
Same half
This is insane. Look at this. I'm jumping ahead because you're talking.
It's blue. It's brighter than this.
Background.
Look at this. So this is Wyatt. You would be like, would you be like the central manager of everything?
Pretty much.
The Grand Poobah?
Grand Poobah.
So if you're going to build a spacecraft, you have to go through Wyatt.
Yes.
But I think it would be cool because he was asking about, Harold was asking about the solar on Keach's.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember how much, you have 10,000 watts of solar.
10,000.
But how big was this Volta system? How many kilowatts was it?
108.
Yeah, 108. That's because he wanted
108 kilowatts.
Yeah, he wanted to charge
108
his phone.
kilowatts.
He charges his EV off of it, and that could take 45 kilowatts.
So he's not running a generator, is he?
He doesn't have a generator.
Does it need a generator?
But
It was kind of funny because I was looking at his and yours VMware portal.
yeah,
His average yield is, it's been sitting here for 2 months and never been plugged in.
Well-
That's just with half the solar.
it's so silly. So this is Carnival.
Yeah, this
Trail.
is Carnival.
So Carnival trailers are different. I was explaining that to them. This was a 57 footer. This one does not have like where they come in and check in and do all the money counting and
No, this
safe.
is just residential.
Yeah. So we'll see in the back. I think they have like bunks.
Bunks. He does have a desk.
Oh, he does?
In the front,
Okay.
kinda.
Well, it's, I mean, if he needs to work on something.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool because it incorporates, like I asked why they did the bench seating, but you said a lot of the Carnival people like a bench.
I think they have
Versus-
3 kids, so
Okay.
Well, the family doesn't
family of
care.
5.
Yeah.
More room.
So what happens is Joshua brings the plans, and then Wyatt looks at them, and he's like, yeah, that won't work. Now they've straightened this out, because now I heard that you have to sign off on the plans before it gets to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how long have you been here? You
30.
started at 16, right?
94. Mom bought it in 94, so
Yeah.
94. 30
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
Good times.
You've seen a lot, though.
A little bit.
He's happy that we're finally all done.
It's,
For now.
it was a lot. It was a long list.
Huh?
This is insane. Very ready.
This is for the Carnival family. That's the owners. They have 3 kids and a Great Dane.
Oh, so you're gonna have somewhere
So
to.
kids will sleep up here, and then the Great Dane will be underneath.
Welcome to the Switch It Up crib. Is this like
MTV.
RV YouTube crib?
I am gonna say before we go in there, it's been worked on, so there's dust, there's plastic, don't judge.
I think she's speaking on behalf of Sheila here.
Yes, I am, because like I wouldn't want my home looked at when it's in disarray, so no judgment.
Sorry, Sheila.
So everything that you saw from all the different things from the ceiling, you can see now that it's matte finish
Yeah.
versus what it was
The shiny.
super shiny. And
The
the
shiny.
walls, she wanted matte. She wanted more monochrome. And then she wanted to bring in the colors with the black and then the accents and the green.
The furniture and stuff.
So that was the thing that she really wanted to do.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. We did a whole walkthrough video, so if you want to see that, you can see that on the channel.
Yep, we'll put the link to that in
Yeah.
our description.
So we just took a tour of
Yeah.
Spacecraft, which was absolutely amazing.
Yes, thanks for inviting us, and thanks
Yeah.
for giving us
I'm
the
just
tour.
happy that you're able to stop by. This is what RV life community is like, so you can keep in contact with everyone, and as they come by, we can meet up on a happenstance, because they still got 5-hour drive, 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about price.
Okay, everyone likes to ask the price.
Yeah. 100 grand a linear foot. Where are we at?
So, Spacecraft, when we first started doing the build, we were given by Greg, who is the owner of Spacecraft, who is not here today. He's touring in different places. He told us a general rule of thumb was $9,000 a linear foot when we first started. I tell people that the average semi-chassis, which they consider this a semi-chassis, of course, would be $10,000 a linear foot as the base price. So that means that if you're building a 54-foot RV, you're at $540,000. And that would include pretty much all your slides and all the main stuff. Where you start getting into the higher price stuff is like, well, I mean, we just heard next door, he's in the hundreds of thousands in his solar
system.
Yeah.
Solar system, yeah.
So that would go on top of that, right? And then
Well, it did go on top.
yeah, well, it did, and it folds out. Ours had an LED wall, an upstairs deck, 6 slides, which the slides can be addition to the base. And then you turn around and how we did our water system and how we wanted to put in bigger tanks. And we have 150 gallon water capacity for fresh, but we split it up to do 90 gray on the front, 90 gray on the back. And then we threw in a 50 gallon for our black water. So we have way more gray and black because I thought I could bring in more fresh water
Right.
when I'm boondocking. So
Right.
there's different ways you can approach however you want to build it. So
I'm assuming it's like a house, right? Like the different appliances cost different money. Like you can't really.
well, you throw in if you want to do an LED wall, just know you're spending $30,000 to $50,000 for an LED wall.
Or what about landing a helicopter on the roof?
The helicopter on the roof that you can put it up. Let's back that up a little bit. I needed it to have a weight capacity close to 5,000 to 6,000 pounds. Okay, because I do want to land a helicopter. But I'm also looking in the future of like when we might want to sell it, who the market is that might want to own one. So race car drivers, things like that.
Yeah, because that would be perfect to watch the race up on
But
the
you
roof.
could build that same deck up there smaller with less weight capacity for far less money.
Right. So it just depends on what you want.
And this is the benefit of Spacecraft. The reason their name is you're crafting your space. Not a big fan of the name, but that's where it came from. Yeah. So
It works,
It does work.
Oh, cool.
and it's amazing.
Thanks
I like
for the tour
No,
today.
it's fun just to see you guys.
Yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely.
Yeah,
awesome to
Nick's
see.
quiet over here. He's filming right now, so it's all good, Nick.
He's behind the camera.
He is behind the
We're
camera.
not on a tripod.
Well, let's see if Todd remembers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, make sure you subscribe.
Ring the bell so you never release our next video.
And until the next strange adventure,
Keep making your own